Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how we can all become nearly instant millionaires in Grand Theft Auto Online, making just about $500,000 in about 45 minutes, which is going to be amazing. So yesterday, Rockstar announced a new event that was going on in Grand Theft Auto Online that featured double cash modes, the creator tool update, and more. Now, the biggest thing for this for a lot of people was the fact that the creator tools have now been added into the game, which of course will give a lot of people some awesome opportunity to create some really cool last team standings and captures and team death matches. But what we're going to be talking about specifically today are game modes that are already in the game, offering a significant money payout. So the current event started yesterday and it's going to be ending on Wednesday, December 7th, meaning you literally from the time this video is going up have a full week to take advantage of what I'm about to tell you about. And it is going to be so awesome because, as you'll see in a little bit, you're going to be almost becoming an instant millionaire by doing this. I've never seen anything like this before at all. Rockstar have offered double GTA money and RP on 3 of some of the most popular adversary modes. So those 3 adversary modes are Drop Zone, Powerplay, and Kill Quota, with Kill Quota being the newest one that they've introduced in the game. And luckily, all 3 of those are pretty fun adversary modes. Sometimes Rockstar will make one on, one that just doesn't want to be played or that no one has an interest in doing. But luckily, these 3 are all really fun. And as I mentioned in today's video, I'm going to be telling you just how much money you can make, some strategies for each one of them, and also which one I think is ultimately the best one for you to focus on. But before we jump into any of that, I do need to show you guys just some of the payouts that some people have been making here in Grand Theft Auto Online, which I think is pretty spectacular. These are all sent in by you guys on my Twitter account. So these are just a few examples of some of the money that has been made here. And some of them are fairly modest. You can see some of them are hovering around the 80,000, some of them around 79,000, some around 90,000. And then you can see there are some crazy amounts of money that are made here just by playing one of these game modes. You can see 175,000, 150,000, 138,000, in some instances over $200,000, $218,000 in just one game. And keep in mind, these games only take about 20 to 25 minutes to complete, which of course means that you could easily do about 2 or 3 of these per hour, which is so awesome. You can just see some of the results right here of some of the amounts that these players have been getting. And once again, thank you so much to everyone who submitted their scores and submitted the amount of money they're making as well. And the RP is something to not frown about as well either. They're getting a ton of RP too here, which would allow you to rank up super fast if that's something you're interested in. I know Grand Theft Auto Online has been around for like 3 years now, so ranking up isn't necessarily something that everyone needs to do, but having more RP is always a nice bonus, and you're getting double that as well. So those are some of the payouts that people were getting a ton of money there. And this individual didn't include a photo, but they did tweet at me by saying, I just won $500,000 in 3 kill quota games. And honestly, that makes sense. If you look at some of the cash amounts that players have got, all they would basically have to do is get $175,000 each game, which kind of was around the average of where you saw some players getting money there. So 3 games, $500,000, that is easy money right there just for playing these new double money and RP adversary modes. So let's now talk about some strategy about how you want to go about doing this. So luckily, Rockstar haven't locked the double money and RP opportunities to a playlist. They are available for every single drop zone, every single power play, and every single kill quota. I'm not sure how many of are each. I'm pretty sure there's at least a minimum of 5. I know with kill quota, I think there's 7 total. So you could make a pretty giant playlist here of your 16 favorite drop zone, power play, and kill quota. That's one way you could go about doing it. I always state with double money and RP opportunities like this, playlists are typically the way to go for a couple reasons. Number one, you can get the games quicker and you can get them back to back to back to back. So instead of having to go to a loading screen where another job is selected, where players have to vote, you're instantly just put into the next job, which is going to save you time, which is ultimately going to lead to you making more money. Being more efficient will get you more money here. So that's number one. Number 2, you'll be able to choose the players you want to play with. So in a playlist, you'll be able to invite your friends and you'll be able to keep them or your crew members in the same games over and over and over again, which of course will increase your likelihood of winning. And what's great about the playlist is this: even if someone else leaves, you can always invite them after one of the ending rounds and you can get back to a full lobby. So I know that was one of the concerns when I mentioned that the other day, but other people can join mid-playlist. It isn't like locked out to anyone from the outside world. So that's a great way that you can ultimately do that. And as always, when you do get in the game itself, you obviously want to make sure you have it set to as many rounds as possible, but you want to find that sweet spot as well. If you notice that the maximum amount of rounds is taking you a little bit too long, maybe drop it down to only 4 or 5 rounds in order to win or something like that. Maybe don't make it as extreme, and you might be able to get yourself in that nice sweet spot. Because as I mentioned in previous videos, Rockstar take into account 2 things when handing out money and RP. How well you did, meaning if you got a lot of kills or you played the objective well and you ultimately won. And number 2, how long you spent in game, which typically, if you're anywhere from 15 to 20 to even 10 minutes at sometimes, that's going to be that sweet spot that you ultimately want to look for. So now let's talk about which game modes I like the best: Drop Zone, Powerplay, and Kill Quota. Some tips for each one of them. So let's start with Drop Zone. For Drop Zone, the best tip I can give you is just to not like all huddle around the objective. All too many times I'll see an entire team stand inside of the circle, and to me that just doesn't make sense, because your score doesn't go up based on how many people you have in the circle. As long as you just control the center circle, you're going to get those points. So you don't need everyone to huddle up into the center. That's something I see a lot of people doing, and honestly it just makes it easier for you to get picked off, which obviously would then lead to the other team getting the circle and getting the objective, and you would probably end up losing the game right there. So Drop Zone, you just need to make sure you protect your one guy in the center. Maybe have another guy close in case he's picked off, so that you can immediately jump on there and get back into scoring points. But just don't fall into that trap where a lot of people just immediately run into the center. Moving on to Powerplay. Again, I know this sounds obvious, but with Powerplay, a lot of people forget about the power-ups that are scattered around the map. They get into one spot and then they just wait there and they don't seem to do anything else. The Powerplays are so useful, especially the really big ones like getting the beast and slowing down time. That can extremely help you out. I mean, if you get the beast and you're pretty good with it, that's a guaranteed like 4 or 5 kills right there. So you got to take advantage of the power-ups, which I'm sure a lot of you guys already know about. But some people will get stuck in kind of TDM mode and it'll just like sit behind a box or a barrel and won't really do anything. And that can ultimately end up hurting the team you're playing on. So you want to be careful not to do that all that much. And then finally, last but not least, we've got Kill Quota, the newest adversary mode. So with Kill Quota, my best tips is to get off of the first 2 weapon tiers as quickly as you can. So the way Kill Quota works, there are 4 possible loadouts, and the first 2 weapons are typically the trickiest. It's like an RPG or a railgun or a minigun. If you can get off those and get to the more normalized weapons, you're going to have such an advantage, because it will start to slow down towards the end when you get to the knife and when you get to the pistol. So you're going to need a couple opportunities for them to kill you, or at least create some buffer room where you can, maybe team up on someone to get that knife kill, because it is kind of tricky all the way at the end. Now, personally, my favorite game mode is Kill Quota. To me, I think it goes the fastest, and I also think I have the best chance to win that. But you might find yourself a better Drop Zone player. You might find your team a better Powerplay players. So you can pick any one you want. That's the beauty of this. You aren't limited to one. But I have noticed that Kill Quota has been a little bit better as far as providing that nice payout. Once again, you might find yourself in a position where Powerplay is the best. But again, I think that the Kill Quota and Powerplay are the top 2. Drop Zone just takes a little bit long for me, falling from the sky. I feel like the rounds take a little bit too long, and sometimes I end up losing that. So I'm not the biggest fan, but I do really love Powerplay and Kill Quota. So really, that's it. That's how we can become essentially instant millionaires, making a ton of money. What I've said is about $500,000 in roughly 45 minutes in Grand Theft Auto Online, which is not long at all. That's not even a full day cycle Grand Theft Auto Online time, which is 48 minutes. And it kind of does make me wonder what Rockstar is doing, because it's very rare that we see 3 game modes with really free reign of double GTA money and RP. And this is an extended extended week, as I've mentioned. It's going, I think, 9 total days, November 29th through the 7th of December, which is kind of unusual for Rockstar. So maybe, just maybe, this is Rockstar's way of saying you need to make a lot of money because a big and expensive DLC is going to be coming your way soon in Grand Theft Auto Online. But really, that's all the information I have for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you did enjoy, and hopefully this has taught you how to make some epic money in Grand Theft Auto Online, which is always great and is always something that I enjoy seeing you guys do. If you did go and enjoy this video though, or found this information helpful, be sure to drop a like rating. That would be awesome. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With out of the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.